For years, in the quiet woods of Michigan, a man lived a rather ordinary life. A life filled with family, friends, work, the day-to-day things you and I both know so well. But there was something else. Something he couldn't quite forget. You see, this man had seen something. Not in a movie, not in a dream, but with his own eyes. Something tall. Something massive. Something covered in hair. Is something that, if he told most people, would earn him laughter instead of belief. So he kept it quiet. For a while. But that sighting, that sound, those moments when he knew he wasn't alone in the Michigan woods, they stayed with him. They nagged at him. Until one day he decided silence wasn't enough. Instead of hiding it away, he turned on a camera, he opened a microphone, and he began to talk. First a little, then a lot, about Bigfoot, about cryptids, about the paranormal, and about anyone else out there who had seen what the rest of the world said wasn't real. And do you know what happened? People listened. They listened because they too had stories. Stories of ghosts in their homes, lights in their skies, creatures in their backyards. People who were laughed at too, but with him, they weren't laughed at anymore. He became something else. A host, an interviewer, a storyteller. Now, he wasn't just a man who once saw a giant in the trees. 3 live shows a week. A podcast, Brunch with Bigfoot, and hundreds of videos, thousands of listeners. Thousands who no longer felt so alone. And when the lights go on in his Michigan studio, when the camera shines, another guest calls in from another corner of the world, he's no longer just a witness. He is the voice for all those who whisper, "I've seen it too." So today, when you hear a man from Michigan speaking boldly about Bigfoot, about UFOs, about ghosts, about mysteries the world isn't ready to explain, you remember that it all began not with fame, not with microphones, not with an audience, but with one man standing quietly in the woods, looking at something the world says doesn't exist. And now you know the beginning of the story. It belongs to a man known as Bigfoot Michigan Rob.
The airwaves ignite for the chosen few. He's got the voice, the spirit, and the fire. Bigfoot, Michigan Rob, taking us higher. He built a palace of cryptids in this lonely space. True Cryptid Encounters, volumes 1 and 2. Coming from the darkness, tell your own tale. He's starting the job out past the setting sun. He's Bigfoot, Michigan Rob, until the work is done. It's a Bigfoot pirate rock and roll show. On the airwaves, watch the legend grow. Come join the beyond and hear the wild scream. Yeah! Bigfoot, Michigan Rob, time to open up your mind. Get ready to rock and roll. Yeah.
Good afternoon, one and all, wherever you are in the world today. I am BMR. I got Monica joining me. Monica's Our Paranormal World. Yes, indeed, sitting backstage. Thanks to everybody for coming in today for our brunch time, show that we've been putting on for quite some time. Appreciate y'all. Hit that like button if you are new here. Please subscribe to Bigfoot Michigan Rob on YouTube. Of course, Monica, Our Paranormal World. The Blinds and the Booze. That's right. You can find us every Thursday afternoon at 1 o'clock, Tuesday nights at 9, and Saturday late night into the bazaar, and that's 11 o'clock And all these times are Eastern Standard Times. Eastern Standard Times. Don't forget, mateys, the super chat is open. A great way to help support what we all do around here. You too, my friends, can become BMR pirates. Arr! Join the many, join the few, depending on your point of view. That's right, your point of view. So, thanks to everybody. Hit the like, subscribe if you're new. We're going to get on with this. We got later in the show, I've got a really emailed Bigfoot encounter we're going to do, and amongst some other things that we always like to do with Monica at the start of the show. Thanks to you all, and I'm waiting for Monica. I see she's just about ready. Yeah, it looks like she is. And hi, Monica.
Hello.
How's it going?
It's good. You caught me immediately post gym. It took
Yes.
longer at the gym today than normal, so usually I can at least look better than this. So sorry.
Well, you look pretty good to me, Monica. You got
Well,
the
thank
hat
you.
on, you know. Yeah, you got the nice light green shirt to match the hat, it looks like.
Yep, mint green, right? My Fort Mountain State Park shirt.
Fort, now where is that at?
That is in northern Georgia.
Oh, have you been there then, I assume?
I have.
For vacation or otherwise?
It was kind of researchy. It was research-ish. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's where I met Mr. Moist.
Oh, you did,
Yeah.
Mr.
He
Moist.
came on one of these expeditions that my friend Angela and I were putting on.
Mr. Moist, for those that don't know, is Greg Ogles from Relic Films. And that's kind of an inside joke. Greg sent a text to one of our friends, just said moist, and it's kind of survived.
It has. And, he lays on it because so many people find that word disturbing. And I don't understand why. Moist.
I don't either. Moist, right? Moisture.
Moist. Yeah.
There's moist in the air. Everything's moist. I mean, it's a part of everyday vocabulary.
I know. I don't understand why.
Yeah, it's.
It's not like it's an obscene word.
Yeah, I mean, it depends for people.
There are obscene words that I don't like. I just don't like the sound of them. I get that, but moist. It rubs people the wrong way. So
I guess it does. I mean, I don't know where their thinking is on that. I mean, do you automatically have to go there with just a
nails on a chalkboard to you? Moist.
Speaking of moist, the soil, the ground outside is pretty moist, Monica. And I'm thinking after the show, I went up to the local Ace Hardware. You have Ace Hardwares in Texas? Okay.
Yeah.
And I got my startup program for the spring, summer, fall.
Oh.
And I use that 4-step program.
Okay.
The fertilizer, the crabgrass killer, this, that, and the other. So probably today, because it's a nice day, it's been 72 degrees during the daytime the last few days.
That's warm for you guys.
Oh, really warm for this time of year. But we had a lot of rain, and so you're not supposed to apply this application when it's really wet. The ground is really wet, I should say.
Right.
So I'm gonna do that today because today it's nice and dry, and it's like 41 degrees and mostly sunny. So by the time we're done, I'm gonna put that down after the show. And
so you're gonna be out in the garden. It's almost time for us to start up our garden show.
We gotta put that together. And yes, I'm going to have to dig out, and I'm adding another foot to the garden this year because I realized a couple things that my garden, it's not small, but it's not huge. But I did notice after doing some reading, and I should know this anyway, a lot of the things that I grow, they're too close together. I've noticed that my cucumbers, when they take off, and it's from every other year, my cucumbers take off. And one year they took off so heavily that it covered all the rest of the plants.
Oh, okay.
Like all the peppers.
Try trellising them up.
Yeah, well, that's right. I do, but I got to get a better one, a taller one, so they go straight up.
You don't do raised beds, though, right? Yours are in the ground.
Straight in the ground, yeah. I just dig out the soil.
So get cattle panel and get a 16-foot cattle panel delivered.
Okay.
And then bend it so it makes a tunnel and grow them up over that.
Okay.
That's what I do.
And it'll kind of wrap its way around and it'll grow upward.
I mean, you have to clip it. I mean, I do anyway. I clip them to make sure they hold to the panel. But yeah, it'll grow vertically as opposed to spreading out horizontally.
Yeah, that's right. Yes, that would save me a lot of space.
Yeah.
And last year, as I told you, a lot of my plants didn't even grow because I was a little gung-ho last year. Typically, I wait till the very end of May, like right around like everybody seems to do Memorial Weekend.
Right.
I did mine a week earlier.
Okay.
All the plants, I just, it was beautiful weather in April. And then middle of May, it was still pretty nice. And you know what happened? I planted, all the baby plants. I buy the babies. And gosh, we had back-to-back days of below freezing. Now, and I think it stunted the growth.
Late in the year?
Yeah, we did.
Holy cow.
Well, when I say below freezing, Monica, it was 38, 39, and 42 back-to-back.
Oh, so it's like frost. It's
frosted, and they said that the roots wouldn't take it would stunt the growth, and it certainly did stunt the growth. So despite however the weather turns this year, I don't care how nice it is for May, I'm just gonna wait till the last week in May because I'm the type of guy, oh my God, I'm like, okay, cool, great weather. And then boom, lo and behold, 3 days of crappy cold nights.
So we were cold this morning, we're in the low 40s, but it didn't affect the plants because it's going to warm back up to like 80 degrees today.
Oh, well, warm back up. Yeah.
I mean, no,
I get it.
A quick cold won't hurt the vegetables, but if it's sustained cold.
Well, 3 days is probably enough at night.
Yeah. I mean, if it's just like a quick overnight dip, then everything's fine.
I think anything under 40 is not good. I did read 42 is like the
Well, it depends on the plant too, because some of them are cold hardy.
Probably why the peppers and the jalapenos didn't take off too well.
Yeah,
I think they need warmer ground.
I planted already. I planted all my herbs and a bunch of onions because onions you can plant early, right?
Yeah.
And I planted peas that have come up. So I've got peas coming up and I've got cucumbers that are just starting to grow and a few varieties of tomatoes. And they're indeterminate tomatoes, so they're going to grow like exponentially. They're not bush tomatoes. They're like, they just keep growing. So we'll see how those do. And I put carrot seeds in and I put some, I didn't buy cilantro because normally I buy my herbs already sprouted.
Mm-hmm.
But I bought everything but cilantro. I went ahead and put cilantro seeds in the ground and I just saw those were starting to sprout up.
So when you say sprouted, you mean they already have, there's sprouted flowers on the leaves or they're just
no, they haven't flowered out yet. Well, one of my tomato plants is trying to flower out now and it's just way too small to grow tomatoes. So I got to pinch those off and it forces it to redirect energy to growing. So, my tomatoes, no, I mean, it's just, they're like this tall.
Yeah. Okay.
They're plants.
Yeah. Okay. Typically that's what I do, but mine are maybe half that size. I start with the babies in May. I do.
Right.
I mean, they're like that tall.
Yeah.
Little,
They're small, but they grow fast and mine are in raised beds. You know what I'm going to do this year though, is I keep trying to grow zucchini because I love zucchini. I've got 100 zucchini recipes. I love zucchini. I just like it. So we have squash vine borers here and they kill my frickin' zucchini plants every year. And they come out of the ground in like July, right? So now I'm thinking I need to not plant squash until after the squash vine borers come out so that they don't die.
So I'm not familiar with that. Squash vine borers?
Borers. They bore in the vine of the squash. They tunnel in there and then just kill the plant.
Is that like a rodent or is that?
No, it's like a little bug.
Oh, a bug?
Yeah. Like they lay eggs and then the eggs hatch and the larvae crawl into the stem. Like it's near the base of the plant. They crawl in there and they incubate and they suck all the nutrients out of it, and it kills the vine, it kills the plant.
Wow.
And you can, like, if you catch them early enough and you can see where they got into the plant, you can get like a box cutter and slice open the plant and remove the bug.
Oh my gosh, really?
Who wants to do that? Who wants to do that? I don't.
I know. It's funny though, because when I don't know. When I get some plants that are, I think, dying, I will pull them out of the ground. I'll inspect them and try to fix them and put them back in. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I mean, that's not bad. If you can fix them, But
Yeah.
no, squash vine borers murder them. And they're like, oh, plant varieties that are resistant. Well, the varieties that resistant are like butternut and some other ones. Like, I don't want butternut squash. I want frickin' zucchini. Yeah. I mean, I'm not growing the food just to look at it. I want to eat it. So.
Yeah, I do. Well, I do like zucchini. I do. I've never tried planting that. Yeah, I kind of like. Well, I do kind of like looking at the garden because I just like to see it. I mean, I know we're the same on that, but yeah, I know what you're saying. I like to watch it. I take like pictures once a week, and I got all these dumb pictures of my garden. You know, they go from infancy to maturation.
That's cool.
You know,
Chris does that. He'll go out and take pictures of me in the garden, and like, then he forgets when it gets hot outside because he doesn't want to come outside. Not that I blame him. Who wants to be outside when it's hot like that?
Yeah, unfortunately, you know, I love being outside, and the only thing that sucks when it's like 90, when the humidity hits. I'm still torturing myself. I'm outside because I just love the outside, because we only get it for hell. We really get great end of May through August, but I do not like August for some reason, because August, all the bugs come out.
Oh, really? That's the hottest month down here. That's why I don't like August.
It's our hottest months are probably June 20th through July 20th. Well, when I'm talking hot, it still remains hot through the end of August and even September, because all of a sudden it's just humid. You will go outside and literally sweat and not even be doing anything. You go outside and sit down in a chair.
Yeah, I live in Texas. I know all about it.
I know it's worse there in Texas than for me. And it's
I don't think so. I think it's still pretty humid up where you are. I think it's really humid.
We hit it's unbearable sometimes.
It's obscene in the middle of summer. Yeah.
Well, that's the perfect word. It gets obscene.
It is.
And
and it's not like the desert heat, because I was in Vegas once. I hate Vegas, but I was there for a trade show, and I was walking across a bridge at like 1 a.m. from, hopping from one hotel to the next. And it was 103 degrees at 1 a.m. But it was, and people say it's the dry heat. It is the dry. It makes a difference. Maybe not when the sun's blazing on you, but the sun goes down, it's still like 100 degrees in Texas. It's humid. It sucks no matter what. In the desert, it's hot still. Sure, it's hot. You recognize that it's warm, but your sweat is able to evaporate because there's no humidity. So it doesn't feel too bad. Whereas the South, nothing evaporates because it's just as damp in the air, moist in the air as it is on your skin. It sucks.
Yeah, and I get that. I've been to Vegas several times, and it's a dry heat. I never knew what that was until I went to Vegas. And in Vegas, when you walk the strip, it's kind of cool because they have the little misting. They have like little sprayers where it mists you as you walk down the sidewalks, and you get hit with that water. And believe it or not, it's cool water that hits you, that I noticed last time, which was strange. Yeah, but it's that desert. It's that desert is hot. Really quickly, hi Larry Luttrell. I put a little 7 dust in the hole and plant my zucchini and mix it with white soil. I pull around the plant, no problem since I started doing this. Okay, Larry. I don't know if you knew, Larry, but thank you for the comment. Yeah, a little tip. And thank you to Moon.
Woohoo, Moon.
Moon. All right. Super cat. Thanks, Moon.
Yeah, I'm real careful with what I put because I'm eating it. Like, I try to keep it as organic as possible. But I got to tell you, like, the bugs devastated a lot of my herbs last year. So I'm going to have to find some kind of pesticide that isn't going to mess with like they're like companion planting, and it doesn't work for me. Bugs here are too aggressive.
No, and what I have here, I had a groundhog. Yeah, that killed my garden a couple of years ago. I got rid of that naturally. I just put down this spray. But the one thing that does kill my garden too, because we have an immense population of squirrels.
Hmm.
And you know what they do? And even some of the birds, they will run through the garden and they tromp on everything and breaks the stems.
Well,
So last year I found this non-hazardous spray for cats, dogs, for animals, and you spray it around the perimeter of
mhm.
the garden. And I noticed that it works because the birds stay away, the squirrels stay away, because when you get close, it like it stings their eyes a little bit, and they boom fly away.
Huh, that's interesting.
So no, yeah, actually, I found it's for any rodent, animal, or even an insect.
Oh, really? I'm interested in that for insects. See, I don't have rodent problems. I don't have bird problems because I've got cats. And those
Yeah.
cats are hunters, let me tell you. There is not a rodent or bird brave enough to land in my yard.
Well, I will tell you this: it's kind of crazy where I live because I think squirrels are not afraid of the cats because I told you I got a lot of feral cats. I've got a lot of loose cats in the neighborhood. Where they come from, they started populating over the last 2, 3 years, and I'll have 4 or 5 cats running through my yard,
Right.
especially when I go out and barbecue. They want the food. They're all over the place. I like cats. I like animals, but man, it gets kind of annoying to see all these cats just populating in my yard.
Well, I get it.
You know, and then I go shoosh, and they'll leave, but they kind of like me now. What was that Freaky put up there? Hi, Freaky.
If you grow rhubarb, boil the leaves and water the plants with the water from the boiled leaves. For the bugs, be sure the cats and dogs don't drink it, though.
Okay.
That is a good tip. I don't grow rhubarb because I only grow food that I am going to eat, and rhubarb is not on that list. But that's a good tip. I can go to the farmer's market and get rhubarb, and I'll try that.
Yeah, and Larry here, I like that. I do this too. I use owl decoys and black rubber hose pieces. Keeps the birds around. Yes, Larry, it's funny you should say that because I do have 2 owl. I got the cheap ones, but they're painted. They look pretty cool, and I fill them with water, or I put rocks in them during the year, and I put them strategically around the yard. That does seem to work. In fact, years ago, I remember growing up, my dad was sick and tired of the birds coming around and dropping their droppings on the deck around the pool. So he put rubber snakes all over the pool. Never had a
Oh.
problem. Never had a problem.
Yeah. Diatomaceous earth. Moon said diatomaceous earth is a microscopic. See, it is. It's crushed, petrified seashells, I think, or something like that. But you got to make sure you get the food grade, right? Just straight diatomaceous earth isn't going to work. Make sure you're not breathing it in. Make sure your animals are not breathing it in, because it will harm your lungs and your airway if you breathe it in regularly, kind of like asbestos. But it's good for killing the animals around your garden. The problem is that when it gets wet,
Yeah.
it becomes less effective. So you got to, like, if it rains, you got to go reapply. Right. So, but if you buy a bag, and at least the bag that I bought, I haven't tried it in the garden. I bought it for other purposes, but it's great for odor control. They even make cat litter out of it, where it's like solid pellets and it absorbs the smell and the cat urine and all that. But if you buy just a big bag of it, it comes with like a squeezy thing, like a duster, like it blows dust out, and you can apply it to your garden using that, which would be cool. Just, again, make sure you're covering your nose because you don't want to breathe that in. You don't want your pets to breathe it in either.
No, you don't. Not at all. I get that. And so there's a lot of things on the market to help out. I like the diatomaceous earth. I've heard things about that as well. And I promise everybody we'd have some Bigfoot stuff to talk about. It's how we do, Monica and I get infatuated with gardening and flowers. And speaking of flowers, again, Monica, you must email me. Again, my zone. what I can get this year, because I want to plant some stuff.
If Chris is listening, he has to help me out here because I don't know where your Christmas gifts got put because I was zoned out on pain meds.
Yes, you were. Yeah.
So I've got to find your Christmas gifts because I'll tell you what I got you. I got you planting.
Is it going to be Christmas in July, Monica?
It'll be Christmas before you plant. But I've got I bought you books that tell you what plants are perennial.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Plant. And then I bought you a book that shows you how to create like garden spaces, like how to plan them out properly.
Good. I could use them. And we have time. Yeah. Okay.
I know, but I feel bad. Like I want to get that to you. And I was
don't
out of my mind.
I know a lot of things have gone on, so I'm not worried about it. But I'm definitely going to look forward to getting them eventually. So
you will get them because I bought them just for you. But you're not I bought Tex a book too. And I'm going to lunch with him when I get back from vacation. So maybe he'll get his Christmas present then.
Yeah, well, maybe, yeah. So cool. Well, thanks for that. I'll be excited to get into those when I get them. So thanks for that in advance.
Of course. Thanks
to everybody for coming in. If you're new, please subscribe, hit that like button and so forth. I do have a cool, I just glossed over it. It's an encounter that I got. A lot of people send me the encounters, as everybody's well knows. But I never asked you this, really. I mean, we've talked about stuff. And this, since I'm doing this Bigfoot encounter email in a few minutes, we never really talked about what was your take, Monica. I kind of know from things we discussed, especially Saturday night. When we talk about Bigfoot, Monica, what's your take? Do you think it's all flesh and blood, or do you think there's other elements? People know what I think, flesh and blood and supernatural.
Yeah. So I will say that when I started out in this, I was 100%, it's got to be flesh and blood. There's no way it's anything else. That kind of thing can't exist with a creature this, whatever.
Yes.
So, looking back on all the stories I've got, all the reports I've got, things I've investigated, what people say, my personal experiences, not necessarily with Bigfoot, but with other things.
Yep.
You can't rule out supernatural, right? And supernatural isn't just ghosts. It's anything outside of the normal natural realm, right? So I believe that some of them are definitely flesh and blood, like solid, like you and me.
Right.
I think that some of the things people are seeing are likely, I don't know how to describe, like some sort of, not a manifestation, because that makes it sound like it's ghost, but not necessarily from this dimension, if that makes sense.
Oh, for sure. Makes sense to me.
Yeah. I think that, people are seeing different things. I don't think they're all seeing flesh and blood creatures. And the reports vary so widely. I mean, you can't say that a flesh and blood creature is going to act the way some of these reports are describing their interactions with these things.
I get that, because you'll get something where it's just a totally, like what Krista, Brandy saw. Yeah, that was pretty, to them, what they seen that one back a couple of years ago was a flesh and blood creature. I think what I saw was flesh and blood. It always throws me how it morphed.
Are you sure, though? Because the way the face morphed,
Yes, and I was about to say, I'm not 100% sure, because it started out looking like as I've said many times, it had a human-looking face. It really did. Offset, weird-looking. But that morphed into something else. I mean, the facial features morphed so dramatically. Even the color went from a gray to like almost a purple, and then an ominous yellow. And it looked like, and I always say this every time I talk about it, demonic looking.
Sure. I get
something from out of a Marvel comic book.
Yeah, but I mean, flesh and blood things don't change the shape of their face. You know what I mean? Like they don't
distort the jaw. The closest thing I ever found researching all of this was the baboon. Now, I think the
Okay.
baboon is ugly as hell to begin with, but when they also similarly to the what happened to me is they can morph their face too, but you still know it's the same creature.
Yeah, but
But
they're
that was
changing expression. Their face isn't truly morphing.
it's not morphing.
Yeah.
It's not
It's
changing
just
the shape.
expression. Their
It's not,
expressions.
and it's not changing the shape.
Yeah.
And I think you brought up a good point because I think that some of these creatures come from a different realm or dimension, right? I think they
Yeah.
can walk out of a portal. I mean, I don't never experience it, but a lot of these people that talk to us, you can flip a coin either way, right?
Yeah. I mean, you know what I think is possible, like with pancake dimensions, and some
Hmm.
beings are able to, like, I don't know if it's just phase in and out or open, like slit it and step through. I don't know how it works, but I think that it's possible that stuff like that is going on. I mean, I do believe strongly that there are likely multiverse,
Yeah,
right? Multiple universes, just
yeah,
or dimensions, let's call them. Maybe not universe, because then I think of space. Multi
yeah.
dimensions pancaked on top of each other.
I like the dimension word. Multiverse to me reminds me, I guess, the same but different. I don't
Well,
know
I
that.
think of like comic books
Right.
when I hear multiverse, and then you say universe, I think like truly universe,
Yeah.
right? Like space and not dimensional universes.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at that. And the thing that always blows my mind too is with the Sasquatch is or Bigfoot, how the speed that it can get from a location. And I'm not talking about the gait, how it can walk very fast, is how it can be in one area in front of you, and then the same Sasquatch Bigfoot is reported 10 miles up the road within minutes after what you saw. Now I get reports on it and talk to people. That
Mhm.
is something going on. Is it truly the dimension? Is it truly going through a portal, or is it just converting all this energy and this mass into energy and just boom,
Right.
flipping, right?
I mean, you hear that there's no creation of new matter, right, within the
Yeah.
universe, right? Everything's balanced.
Okay.
Like,
Yes.
there's new matter. Like, where did that come from? But I wonder, like, because I'm critical of myself. I think of my own like little theory there with pancake universes and things are coming in and out. Something from another dimension stepping through into ours is creating. There's more matter within the universe that wasn't there before, or within our dimension or whatever you want to call it that wasn't there before. How does that affect? Like, how does that affect everything? There's got to be an effect from it.
Yeah, there is. There has to be, right?
You would think.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not that smart.
Well, no, you're
Things I
smart.
think about.
Well, no, well, that's why I love doing this. No, you're smart, Monica.
Hmm.
It's just sometimes too complex. It's hard to wrap your hands around all these things, right? Because
Right.
that's why we do this. It's the mystery. We don't know anything.
I don't know enough to like speak. I mean, it's
You
just me
know,
throwing thoughts out there. I don't know enough.
no,
To
I
know
love the
what's
thoughts. And
going
that's why we
on.
like, hey, listen,
Mhm.
as far as I'm concerned, all of this is our thoughts, our processes, and theories. Now, of course, some of us have seen these things, but still, even if you see it, you don't know what the hell it is. I
Mhm.
really don't know what mine was. I just call mine a Bigfoot encounter because that's what I'm pretty much sure it was. Or was it something else? So it's kind of so I'm kind of like, who knows? But I did get thanks to everybody for coming. If you're new, please subscribe. If I did not say hi to you, I'm sorry. Hello to everybody.
Yeah. Hi, everybody. I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm not in chat. I can see the chat, but I'm not
yeah, it's moving pretty
participating on it
good.
today.
Thanks to everybody. Appreciate you guys. So hit the like, that, and so forth. So I did get this email I like to share a little bit ago. And so we're going to, I'm going to go through this. I'm going to read it as they send it. I'm just pulling it up. And we can kind of do our thing with that. Kind of like an advanced version of Bizarre News, I guess. So in the subject line of my email, let me see. It says possible Bigfoot following us. Need your thoughts.
Hmm.
Okay, so I will go on with what this gentleman is telling me. His name is Jim. So, well, that's what he says. Hi, Rob. This is Jim, and I decided to send you this about an experience I had in Ohio. I've watched your show for a while and debated writing in, but after what happened last spring, I can't shake the feeling that something was watching us for weeks. My hunting partner Steve says the same thing. He says, for some context, Steve and I have hunted together for almost 15 years around southeastern Ohio. We rotate through a few spots every season, mostly public land and some private property owned by Steve's uncle outside the small community of New Straitsville, Ohio.
Hmm.
We know these woods well enough to walk them in the dark. But starting around late April last year, things got off, as he says, dot, dot, dot.
Okay.
The first incident. We were scouting turkey sign early one morning in a wooded valley near Wayne National Forest. It had rained the night before, so the ground was soft and perfect for the tracks. Steve stopped dead on the trail. And this is quotes he puts in here. Jim, what the hell made that? He asked. In the mud beside the trail was a footprint that looked human, but much bigger. I wear a size 11 boot. This thing was easily 16 inches long and wide through the midfoot. The heel impression was deep. We both assumed it was some kind of prank at first. Maybe someone, and again, quotes here, maybe someone with those novelty Bigfoot stompers or stampers, probably, I joked. But there was only one track in the patch of mud, and nothing around it suggested someone had staged it. No other boot prints, no ATV tracks. Steve squatted beside it and said quietly, if someone faked this, they walked in from somewhere we can't see.
Hmm.
Okay. We moved on, but the woods felt strangely quiet the rest of the morning. No sounds, no squirrels moving, nothing, not even a bird. 2 weeks later, we went to another one of our usual spots near Shawnee State Forest. So, again, a different location.
Okay.
Before we even got out of the truck, Steve said something that stuck with me. Quote, you ever get that feeling like somebody's already here? About 40 minutes into our hike, we started hearing knocks in the woods. Not gunshots, more like someone hitting a tree with a bat, 2 knocks, then silence. We tried knocking back on a tree trunk, just messing around. About 15 seconds later, 2 knocks came back from deeper in the woods. Steve and I looked at each other. Did you just hear that? I asked. Yeah, he said, and I don't like it. We packed up earlier than planned that day. Over the next month, the same thing started happening at nearly every hunting area we visited. Strange wood knocks, rocks being tossed near us but never hitting us. Heavy footsteps moving parallel to us in the woods. So a lot of these things, really briefly, I know we'll talk about it a little later. A lot of these things very consistent, right, with
Right.
what we know about, right? The weirdest part was it seemed to happen at different locations and places that were miles apart. Steve started saying something I didn't want to believe. Jim, what if it's the same one following us? What if it is the same one following us? I laughed it off at first, but eventually it got hard to ignore. This is the part that really got under my skin. This Steve or Jim goes on. One night in early June, I was sitting on my back porch outside my house, just outside of Zanesville, Ohio. My
Yeah.
property backs up to about 20 acres of woods.
Mhm.
Around 11:30 p.m., I heard a loud thump near the tree line. Then another. Then something that sounded like a deep exhale. Not a growl, more like a person breathing heavily. I grabbed a flashlight and stopped toward the woods. About 30 yards in, the beam hit something big moving behind a tree. Whatever it was stood up. I couldn't see details, just a tall, dark shape that moved behind the trunk, and then it was gone. The next morning, I walked the area and I found three large footprints in the damp soil along the edge of my yard. That was the moment I called Steve. I think it followed us home, I told him. He didn't laugh. After that, we decided to reach out to a regional research group called Ohio Bigfoot Organization. Two investigators, Matt Moneymaker, consulting remotely, and field researcher Doug Waller, agreed to look into the reports. So this guy apparently don't even know who Moneymaker is, the way he wrote that,
I know, right?
you know. Doug met us at the original site near Wayne National Forest, where we saw the first footprint. He immediately noticed something we hadn't. The area had a line of ridges and small valleys connecting multiple hunting locations that we used. Doug explained, the research guy, if a large primate was traveling these ridges, it could move between your hunting spots without crossing roads much.
Mm-hmm.
To it, you guys might look like predictable food competition. Okay. That didn't make me that did not make me feel better. Excuse me. Over 2 weeks of investigation, the researchers documented several things. Large footprints measuring 15 to 16 inches, tree structures, large branches twisted and leaned together, possible bedding depressions on a ridge overlooking a game trail. One evening during a dusk observation, Doug heard something heavy moving about 80 miles uphill. That's
8
not
miles.
80 yards. I'm sorry. It totally says yards, Monica, and I said miles. How the hell can I read? Can I read? Totally says yards. Thank you.
I was like, he's got some
God.
great hearing. 80
Good
miles.
God. My God, Rob. Jeez. That's not a deer, he said quietly. Whatever it was snapped a branch thick as a broom handle and moved away. Doug later told us if it is a Sasquatch, I may have been observing you guys out of curiosity. Hunters are predictable, same trails, same times. For weeks after that, I couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. Steve admitted he stopped going into the woods alone. I'm not scared of bears, he told me, but I don't like something smart enough to follow us.
Well, that's a lot of animals.
Oh, yeah.
I
No.
mean, you can get followed by
Anything can
more
follow
than a
you.
few.
More anything. A chipmunk will follow you.
I mean, if you feed it peanuts, yeah, probably.
Well, exactly. We never saw the figure clearly again, but the activity stopped around midsummer. No knocks, no thrown rocks, no tracks near my house. Almost like whatever it was lost interest. And Jim says in his final words, Rob, I don't know if what we experienced was Bigfoot or something else, but I've hunted these woods my whole life and never felt watched this way or the way I did last spring. If it was a Sasquatch, it knew where we were going before we did. Thank you for letting me share. Maybe someone else out there has had something similar happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean,
it's got all the symptoms of a Bigfoot. report, right?
It kind of, yeah, that's how it kind of played out.
I mean, it's believable though. I mean, based on all the other reports that I've heard over the years, I don't
Based
hear
on
anything that's too outrageous.
No, I didn't really hear anything too outrageous. It kind of read like a report. You kind of read it. Maybe that's on the BFR report. No, they don't have them that long. So the guy fashioned it pretty nicely, put it together, trying to remember. So I think he did good with the email. A lot of the things are very familiar though. A lot of things that we've heard. I don't think this was made up. I think that it matches everything. And a lot of those locations, I heard you typing in the background. They're pretty much spot on locations. I know most.
Yeah, I mean,
of
I
them.
looked him up. The only thing I couldn't find was that state park that he went to, the second location. I couldn't find that. But I mean, New Straitsville, because I was trying to see how close it is to Salt Fork, because Salt Fork's where I spent most of my time when I was in Ohio.
Okay.
I've been like through this. I was in Sandusky, and then I went down to Salt Fork, and I went over to not Cleveland, Columbus, because I think I used to fly in and out of Columbus, except for one time I flew in and out of Cleveland, and I hate Cleveland.
Oh,
It's the
Cleveland.
grossest airport I've ever been in.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. And I mean, Zanesville. I know where Zanesville is. I've been to Zanesville. It's south of Zanesville, and it's west of Cambridge, which is right next to Salt Fork. And that's where I spent most of my time. So it's really heavily forested there. I mean, the Bigfoot conference, the Ohio Bigfoot conference, takes place in Salt Fork. It doesn't look terribly far away from New Straitsville. So, I mean, they're in the right setting for it.
Perfect setting. Most of the locations definitely familiar with, except for the one. Was that Wayne Park State Forest, if I recall, that you could find?
There's no Wayne. Yeah, Wayne State Forest is where New Straitsville is. It's like in the forest, essentially.
I do find, if there is anything disturbing about this one, I was told a long time ago by this research fellow friend of mine that I haven't talked to in many years, because I told him about my encounter, and he went in and told me about, which kind of creeped me out a little bit. I said, yeah, once you see a Bigfoot, you're kind of marked and they know where you go.
I've heard that about a lot of the cryptids.
Yeah, I mean,
which is a scary concept, because if you don't have a positive experience, you don't want that thing finding you again. You know, I don't want that dog man finding my butt again.
No, you don't. And I don't want the thing I saw following me all over. I've not seen it ever. People told me it knows me. I mean, but here's the thing. But if we forget about all that, reflecting back though, that I think that maybe I'm thinking though that this was a big. I mean, the thing that would disturb me about this whole thing, if I was in this guy Jim's shoes and Steve. Yes, different locations that they've been, and the same thing, and getting the sense it's the same creature or Bigfoot in their area. Just the fact that it shows up wherever you go. I can see if you went to the same research or hunting spot religiously and you never moved on anywhere, I could see it. But if you go from within 5, 10, 15, 30 miles of your first sighting and this thing is there, that to me is a red flag. I'd be a little disturbed.
Now, how do you know it's the same thing? So let me point this out, that a lot of people say that once you experience these things, it kind of changes your thought pattern, right? So you're able to see them more often. You're able to see them, right? You're in tune, we'll say, with them. Your vibes are on the same level. So you're able to see things now that you didn't see before. Maybe it's not the same one. Maybe you're just seeing things that are there. I mean, you see what I'm saying? You're on the same frequency as the Bigfoot, all of them. And you're just seeing the ones that are in the vicinity of you.
I like that theory. I thought about that kind of as well. Because I've been told once you see one, you are opened up. Your mind is open. The frequency's open where you can see many.
Right.
So
you can, like, if he went to Oregon for vacation. He'd see them in Oregon, but it's not the one that he saw in
It's not in Ohio.
Yeah. It's not the one he saw in Ohio.
That's a good point. Yeah, I like that because I think that they're more open and exposed to it and probably looking for it more. And the guy does mention paranoia somewhere in that email.
Mm-hmm.
And and paranoia, if you really have the big time paranoia, it can overtake you and you can think everything's a Bigfoot. Everything's a Bigfoot.
Well, yeah. I mean, people that think everything's a Bigfoot, a little.
Well, not me, but people.
No, I know what you're saying. Like, yeah, but he doesn't sound paranoid. I mean, he sounds concerned because he thinks this thing's following him, but he doesn't sound like the kind of people we hear where, everything's a Bigfoot. We had when I was filming the first Monster Quest, and we were up in Gifford Pinchot.
Yeah.
This one chick. The first night we rolled in so late because Rick couldn't get his camper together. First, he had a camper, like one of those heavy duty campers, that would sit in the back of your truck.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, the electrical system in that thing kept blowing the fuses in his truck. So we sat at the meetup location for 5 hours waiting for him. And we had all flown in from different parts of the US. And it was another 4-hour drive to where we were going, 3 hour, 4 hours. And so we rolled in at 2 a.m. I'd been up for almost 24 hours at that point. I was so tired. I know everybody was exhausted because we were in Seattle all day and then we had to drive clear the hell down to the Gifford Pinchot in the dark. Almost fell asleep driving because I was right behind Rick and his camper was swaying on the roads. And it was lulling me to sleep. Anyway, we get there. Right. We didn't even set up the tent fully. We just put poles up so that the tent didn't smother us. And this chick and her friend who were on the show with us, camped away from us on the edge of the forest. All right, which is fine. That's cool. She insists she had a Bigfoot encounter that. Yeah, there was one walking around my tent. How do you know?
Oh, she says
that was a Bigfoot walking around your tent and not a squirrel or a raccoon or a deer or an elk. I mean, how do you know that was a Bigfoot? I just know. First night, out of the gate, Bigfoot. It happened the rest of the time. And I mean, everywhere she went, it was Bigfoot. Everything was Bigfoot. And I'm like, you could set up a tent in the middle of Central Park and you would think Bigfoot was walking around your tent.
Right.
You crazy broad. So that's the kind of people that the paranoia gets, right? Maybe they had a legit encounter.
Yeah.
And their mind builds it up and it's traumatizing and suddenly everything's Bigfoot.
Right.
I'm not saying that's what happened to her, but it's not all Bigfoot.
No, and you have these people too that they're out camping in the woods and they will think that a deer is a Bigfoot. But then again, how do we know too? We always talk about Bigfoot, right?
Mm.
And we get these reports, you get these stories. I think that people that send in encounters to me or whomever they send them to, even ones you find online, I'm beginning to think, though, that many people, especially if a novice or a first timer that has any experience, it could be misidentification.
Well, it could be misidentification. Get out and look. But here's the thing: is if you don't know what it was, you can't tell me with any kind of certainty, like she was doing, that was Bigfoot. She was not straying from that as Bigfoot.
Oh, okay. Did you hear bipedal footsteps? Does she even know what that is? Right? Did you?
Well, I mean, yeah, but how? Yeah. I mean, she was a reacher.
Oh, really?
That she knows the difference. I don't know if it's attention. I don't know if it's paranoia. I don't know if she genuinely believes it. Do I think that, some of the encounters might have been Bigfoot? Sure. Might have been. Was it that night? I doubt it. Maybe it was, but she couldn't tell me with the certainty that she was expressing that was Bigfoot because you didn't see it. You didn't see it.
You didn't see it.
You know.
I got to tell you a bizarre story about paranoia. This was 3 years ago, maybe four. I was in Alabama for a conference, and I know this person. I know this person, and they legit did have a Bigfoot encounter, right?
Mm-hmm.
But man, everything that they've seen is Bigfoot now. In fact, I'll tell you this: this person took a picture of the mountains in the background, with the hills of Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
Just fired off. I was standing outside, fired off several, and we're in a parking lot at a hotel. Zooms in and says, "Oh my God, look at all these Bigfoot in here." Immediately after the person fires the pictures, showing me these pictures and pointing out all the Bigfoot.
Are they red circles on dark
Now,
background?
here's the thing: here I'll paint the picture. It's maybe 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay.
We're in the parking lot.
Yeah.
The hills, the big green hills are in the background. Takes the phone camera, starts panning and taking shots.
Okay.
Looks at the pictures immediately after, and almost every other picture, this person's trying to show me the Bigfoot in the capture
Yeah.
in that instance.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say one other thing, which was like, oh my Lord. There was this tree in the middle of the parking lot of the hotel. Took a picture of the tree. Instantly saw a Bigfoot face in the tree.
Can't you see it?
I didn't see it.
Can't you see it, Rob? Must I draw?
Yes, I'm
for you?
sorry. Yes. I'm like, I don't see anything there.
I know.
Hey, listen, I know these things exist, but now that's I said, okay, well,
that's
it's not
pareidolia.
That's a
that you were
pareidolia,
confusing.
and it's just a face, and I see like a glitchy image. I did, but pareidolia or whatever. Look, I don't care what anybody says, and even if we say that Bigfoot is a paranormal, an image of their face in a tree in a parking lot, that's to me,
Yeah,
no.
in the middle of downtown, whatever. I mean,
In the middle of Alabama, in the city. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I told you about the guy at one of our conferences that was showing me pictures of clear cut, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, "Do you see the Bigfoot?" And I was like, he's like, "It's in the middle." And I'm usually pretty good about catching shapes.
Yeah.
You know, like I see what you're seeing, but it's not, I don't think it's what you think it is, right?
Yeah.
But I didn't see anything in this photo. It's clear cut. You can see a kind of a ridge line in the background. And I'm like, okay, there's clearly nothing in this clear cut area. It's got to be on the ridge line. So I'm like concentrating on the ridge line. And he goes, no, it's in the middle of the picture. It's like right there in the middle of the photo. I'm like, there's nothing but tree. There's a tree stump there. And he goes, yeah, it's on the tree stump. I said, there's fungus. There were like mushrooms growing out of the tree stump. He goes, yeah, that's them. And I was like, it took me so off guard. I mean, I was so not expecting him to tell me that the fungus on the tree stump was the Bigfoot, that I was like, you think the Bigfoot is the mushroom that's growing out of the tree? Yeah. They shrink down. They're disguising themselves as mushrooms.
Yes.
As mushrooms.
I know. And for those listening, we're not making fun of anybody. It's just it gets to the point where people think everything is a Bigfoot, you know.
Yes.
And if you're just tuning in, you gotta listen to the encounter I just did for later. Go check out the replay later. I will tell you this about pictures, though, which really was one of the most bizarre pictures. Well, first of all, Monica, I will say that I'm sure I get this more than you do, but maybe I'm wrong. I get so many different photos sent to my email or sent to my DM from Facebook, and I look at them and red circle or no red circle. I know we kind of kid around about the red circle thing.
Yeah, but it's no joke because legitimately, like if you have to circle it with,
you
have to tell me where to look. It's not there.
Yeah, no. I'd rather not.
Okay, I shouldn't say it's not there. If you have to tell me where to look, that's not good evidence.
Yes, it should be from the naked eye. You find it yourself without having any direction.
Yeah.
That's the photos I like. not to talk much about photos. I don't really like them anyways. I just, for whatever. Even now with AI, I can't tell a lot of things anymore. But I did see this picture. It was in the forest, and this is why it was kind of weird. I think I still I'd have to show you. Yep. It was in the forest, and in the background of the forest, it was not quite dark. And I think this photo, I'm guessing the guy was maybe let's just call it 100 feet away. I don't know.
Hmm.
And in the forest, so everything was dark around the forest, but then there was an obscure light. I like I maybe I'll say a mist might be the best way to say this.
Okay.
And I seen of this mist, and it was kind of like an oval shape. And I was looking at this, and wow, this is very interesting because I'm not going to say it was Bigfoot, but I seen almost like humanoid like objects that were pushing through this mist and like exiting the oval mist. And it was almost like half of the body was getting through, but didn't fully come over to our side.
Hmm.
And it was very a haunting looking picture, and I
Sure.
can't tell if it's real or not. I don't, but it got me to thinking that because we talk about the portals or the other
Hmm.
side of the veil, right? Maybe that was a real picture. Maybe it was something coming from a different dimension popping through, but never made it fully through. Maybe when they noticed a human being was there snapping a photo, it just kind of boom. Because he said later on, after he took the picture and looked back into the forest in that area, that misty um whatever it was gone. Like kind of was just blended right back into the forest.
Hmm.
So maybe that could have been something. We're talking about the paranormal, supernatural side. I don't know because I do think you and I both agree portals are out there. We can
Yeah.
walk into a
Yeah.
portal. I
Yeah.
mean, what do you think about that? I have to find the picture and send it to you. It was
See, I have a hard time with photograph. I've always had a
I
hard time with
yeah.
photographs as good evidence because they can be faked. You don't know what the context is. There's no before and there's usually no before and after. There's no baseline to determine what the area looked like prior to this encounter. With the mist thing, it could be, I don't know, some art thing that somebody did for school.
Oh,
There's
you
so
know,
many different possibilities. Is it interesting? Yeah, it's interesting. There's some interesting photos out there. I mean, but as far as like concrete proof, no.
no,
Like
I'm
video and photographic evidence doesn't amount to crap. Really, at the end of the day, if you want to prove something, you're going to have specimens. And I say that plural. One isn't going to do it. You need to have multiple.
yeah. When you're hardballing it and you want answers, yes, I agree 100%. More data, more statistics, everything to run and analyze,
Right.
right?
I mean, I use the platypus as a good example, right? The platypus, the first one sent over to the British Natural History Museum, they thought it was fake. They thought it was a great fake, but they thought it was fake. They had to like ship more over and like I guess send people out into the field to like, oh yeah, that is real. They didn't believe it when they first got it.
Mm. On the platypus, really?
Mm-hmm. Because I mean, consider it's a duck beaver. It's got like with venomous spikes in its, under its paw.
Oh God.
Yeah. Yeah, right, sure.
Okay.
You're right.
All righty.
Tell me
Yeah.
more about your duck beaver.
Yeah, tell me about that, please. The duck beaver. I tell you what I would prefer to get more so than pictures or photographs is more people don't seem to send as much audio. I'm a big audio. I love listening to audio.
Audio's interesting, but again, like common creatures make crazy sounds. And you could be hunting all of your life, be 80 years old, and I promise you're going to have an animal make even a sound that you hadn't heard, but that doesn't mean that it's something crazy.
It's funny because not too long ago, I've been doing this, whenever I remember to do so, if I have time to do it, or maybe sometimes when I go to bed, I will put on headphones and I started listening to just nature, just the animals of the forest, wolf, fox, whatever, right? And I was listening to one about on a fox. And so I'm laying in bed, got the headphones on, so I'm just listening. And the reason I'm doing this is because when I'm out there, I like to pick up on the different things, kind of discern from other animals, right?
Right.
So I was listening to foxes. First, I will tell you that there had to been, and I'm not kidding when I say this, if there wasn't 50, there was 100 and probably more different vocalizations, all from a fox.
Yeah.
No, they were.
They're
Some
crazy.
some was
Yeah.
crazy. Some sound like a screaming woman.
Oh yeah.
Literally. Some sounded more animal. Some was shrilling and shrieking. Some was actually somewhat guttural for the size of a fox.
Right.
But I will tell you that I could not pinpoint the actual normal fox chirp that I've heard, that I've commonly heard. Heard that, of course, but everything else was like, some of it, I had to turn it off because some of it got really kind of spooky sound.
No, I get it. Yeah. I mean, and not just vocalizations on audio. Consider that an armadillo sounds like a rhinoceros charging through the woods.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. You can't take just straight audio. Is it interesting? Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just very curious. It's very interesting. But I won't take it as like irrefutable proof of anything.
Oh, no.
It's evidence that something came through here. Yeah. Something made that noise. Yeah. Something made that noise. And it's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. There's something there for sure.
Yeah.
Just like there's something, looks like something might have been there for sure.
Right. Just like photographic evidence. Interesting photos. Some of them are. Some of them are interesting video, but especially now with AI coming out, all these fake videos that, a lot of people can't discern. They couldn't discern crappy real from fake. AI isn't making it any easier. Like, again, you're going to have to have a body.
That's the bottom line.
Specimen.
Unfortunately, the only people who have the body is probably the government, right?
Well, yeah, according to a lot of people, they swoop in and steal them.
They steal them. They grab them.
Yeah.
And that would be horrific. I mean, because
that'd be traumatizing, right?
Oh, yeah.
Black CIA helicopters. I told you about that one. My friend lived in Georgia.
Yeah.
Not Georgia. She lived in Mississippi. She moved to Georgia. And Chris was with us, had stopped for the weekend, and we were hanging out at her pool in a black helicopter. No insignia, no tail number, came in, and we could hear it coming, and it was loud. I'm like, that's real low. And I'm thinking medevac, right? I'm thinking nothing, outrageous. It was a black helicopter, came and hovered above us, and we're standing around the pool looking up.
Yeah.
He opens the door and stands there and stares at us. And he's in black tactical. I'm like, what the?
Yeah, right.
And, I mean, she had a really large lot. She had like an acre or two.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and it was a pretty nice area that she lived in. And they were all custom houses. I mean, it was very nice. And he stared at us for a while. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I remember you told me. Isn't that freaky?
Yeah. And then he shut the door and they flew off. And I was like, what the hell is that? I was like, did you date somebody in SWAT or something? Did you piss off an ex that's in the military?
Maybe he was swooping in to check out the girls.
Well, we weren't in our bathing suits.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
I mean, maybe he was hoping to catch it, but it was me, Chris, and her.
Yeah.
That was the weirdest thing. It was really weird.
Got to be pretty weird. I had this is a true story about 3 years ago. I was in my buddy's backyard, the swimming pool guy, and this is when there's like the big drone craziness. I mean, because we literally had drones flying in my neighborhood. People,
right.
And there was a drone that swept it over the swimming pool and looking down, and we said, "Oh my God, look, there's a drone. That's a drone up there." Like, wow, that's crazy. And then but this was at this point I could tell it was a very good one, more of an expensive one.
Right.
It looked you could just tell. And then it was flying around and it dropped down over the pool and it came over. We were sitting at under an umbrella, but it was around a table, a glass table. You know what I'm talking about, patio table.
Yeah.
And it kind of got off from the umbrella. And then all of a sudden, my buddy's phone pings or dings, whatever. And he looked at it, was a picture of all of us sitting around the table taken from the drone.
Creepy.
Yeah.
It had to
And
be a
he's
part of his jack and
and sure enough, my buddy recognized the phone number. It was
Sure.
a friend of his. So he
Yeah.
called and says, "Oh yeah, I just got my new toy."
How
But come on, man. That's
McGee. Thanks.
Is that creepy? I mean, that's like creepy.
You do that down here, you're going to get shot out of the
Oh,
sky. I
well,
wouldn't
here,
recommend
you
that in
know.
the south.
Yeah, no. Do you know? Hey, okay, let me ask you this. I was told that if that happens in your privacy, well, first of all, you have to have a registered weapon, I guess, right? Or maybe a pellet gun. And you start firing at a drone. Is that against the law? Or can you take out a drone in your yard?
I have no idea.
It'd be my luck. I take
I
one
mean,
out in
it
my
seems
yard.
like, yeah, you could. Down here, I feel like you could.
Okay.
I don't know about other states. I don't even know about Texas, to be honest.
Yeah. Because I don't know about that. I think you would be
I
able
mean, I would think you would be able to if they're clearly
I think it was clearly in your yard
inviting
hovering.
your airspace and your
I
privacy.
think in your airspace, in your yard, hovering 50 feet above your head, I think you can take it out.
Yeah, well, you can do that with rock salt.
Throw it up at it.
No, shoot it.
Oh, in a beanbag type thing?
No, it disperses. It's in like a shotgun.
Oh, shotgun shot. Boom. Just like okay.
Yeah. I mean, if it's that close, if it's 50 feet, maybe.
Yeah, well, this was pretty close. I mean, it was like right there. It was creepy. It was like, come on, what? So then it's where I'm thinking this got to be somebody that either I know or he knows.
Right.
And sure enough, it was one of his buddies. So,
Hmm.
One last thing, because I was thinking about before we end this, you're talking about how they capture a lot of these Bigfoot, probably the government, and takes them. Did I ever tell you the story about I had a person on that was talking about worked for the government and knew about certain things. It was in Montana. So what they would do is now I think I did tell you this and I was coming back to it might have been last Saturday, but a lot of people probably didn't hear about the grizzly. We're talking grizzly bears and how, yeah. And remember I told you the story then about how the DNR or the park rangers, whomever it was, would capture these deranged killer grizzlies and drop them in a ridge where they could not escape.
Okay, so they wouldn't come back into like a population.
Come back into
center?
population.
Okay.
Well, a person was telling me that that's what they did with, and I kind of believe that this was like a Dogman story, but I remembered that because I talked to several people that do believe that the Dogman phenomenon is created in laboratories. I believe that.
I can buy that because it seems to have popped up out of nowhere en masse.
En masse, yes. And this man says that he was working in a lab where they were actually doing that. And he had to leave the research because he thought it was just an abomination and he's a religious person and says, oh my God, we're creating things that you get my point on that, just the whole religious aspect of it. So, but he was telling me that they would actually created these things and they actually went to this very location in Montana and released them into this same area where the grizzly bears were. And then he had gotten several reports from some of his friends that worked in the inner circle that a lot of these dogman creatures actually escaped back into normal population.
Mm-hmm.
And around this area, because I did do some checking, around this area, you'll find a lot of the 411 or missing people. Boom. A lot of this area is people gone. I think a lot of some grizzly bears myself.
Yeah.
The ones that, but Hey, you don't know in today's society. I think that all these things are somewhere in our government and are being examined, right? It's got to be. And I think that's creepy if that's really going on, though, to be honest.
Heck yeah. Look, there's my husband chiming in because he
Oh,
owns
hey,
a drone.
Chris. So he says, no, you cannot legally shoot a drone. The Federal Aviation Administration considers drones to be aircraft, making it federal. Really? Even if it's in my yard above my head, Chris, come on. I can't throw a rock at it,
Prove I did it.
you know? Oh, the sophisticated ones take a picture, probably.
Well,
Video. They have video, too, by the way.
yeah. Oh, I know. Chris has a drone.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Chris has, I'm fully aware.
Thanks for that tidbit, Chris. But man, I gotta tell you, if there was a drone in my yard that was invading my space, I'm throwing.
I wouldn't be happy about it.
I'm throwing a rock at it.
I mean, I don't know. It depends on how close they are. It depends on if it's just flying around. I don't care. If it's taking pictures of like my kids or
If it's
me or
hovering in my
something.
yard, yeah. If it's flying around, it flies over my yard and just keeps going about doing its business. I don't care. That's kind of cool. But to sit there for minutes on end, hovering, come on, no, get the hell out of here.
I mean, how do you report that to? How do you report like that to the FAA if it does?
Well, I think what you would have to do now, I would grab my phone, quick taking pictures, and start taking video of it in my yard
Mm.
to have that at least on file, a record of it. And then if it's still not leaving, I'm heaving a rock at it. I don't think I'm going to go to jail for that.
You're going to take the federal charge.
I don't think I'm going to prison for that. Really?
Yeah. Explain to me why you're in my yard, why you're taking photos of me.
Yeah.
Or even better, find out who's doing it and do the same to them. How do you like it?
Yeah.
How do you like it?
How do you like it? Yeah. But in this instance, it was a buddy. It was a good joke. And now looking back, it was really cool. So yeah, I don't have no problem with that today. But at the time, it was like, this is like WTF, man. I don't get it.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, I've never had that problem. I mean, I know that with some drones, you have to get like I want to say you have to get like a pilot's license or something like that. Chris got, I think it's the size. Chris knows all about that because he got the one where you don't have to get a pilot's license to operate it.
Like the one you could buy probably at, any electronics store.
Well, no, he had to buy it like from overseas and have it shipped. And they weren't cheap, like at all. And I want to say it's something about the size of the drone. I could be wrong.
Well, here we got little Patty says she'd take the federal charge. I'd fire rock salt at it. Ha ha ha. Again, I don't know.
I'm not saying you should or you shouldn't. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be happy.
Yeah, I don't know. Tim Drake probably more illegal. Yeah. Big old long barrels will do it. So yeah, that's quite the situation. Hopefully, we don't experience that. But in fact, I will tell you this: when that big fad, we had a whole bunch of drones flying in the neighborhood. I haven't seen it and I didn't see any last year. So, like anything else comes and goes. I think it's good to have as a researcher or photographer like Chris, right?
Yeah, Chris. He took it out to Dogman Ranch and flew it around.
Oh, okay.
Which is, I don't know that ours has night vision capabilities, but some of them do, and that's where it comes in really handy with research. Right.
Okay. Like it. It is a very handy tool. It's pretty cool. I thought about getting one, but knowing me, I would probably crash it and lose all my money.
Yeah, that's what I would do. But yeah, Chris is very methodical with his toys.
Yeah. I would like to get a plane. One of those aircraft you can fly.
Like a remote control plane?
Yeah, but a sophisticated one. I would like to, or a helicopter. But I would be afraid I'd crash that. That'd be fun.
I'd crash it out just like I'd crash a drone.
I'd crash. That's why I'm not going to do either one.
Yeah.
Because I would be scared that would crash it. Then I'm out whatever exorbitant amount of money it costs to fly it or to buy it.
Right.
But anyway, yeah, I think this is a pretty cool show. Thanks for everybody for coming in today. Hit that like button, subscribe if you're new. Yeah, it was pretty cool. Monica, you won't be with me next. Well, you're not going to be with me next Thursday on this show, correct?
No.
You sent me the dates. I got all that.
I sent you the dates. Yeah.
I got that.
I will be at large in the world.
You'll be at large, living large in the world.
I'll be in Sonoma County.
Sonoma County. There you go. Hey, really quickly, we have a new pirate, Anthony. Thanks, Anthony. Yay. Join the many. And of course, Moon, thanks so much for your awesome super chat. Yeah, love you guys.
Super cat.
The super cat. That's right. The super cat. Super cat's open. Been open. So yeah, with that being said, I've got nothing else. I want everybody to have a good day. I'm going to attack the lawn and throw down my first start of the fertilizer. Monica, should I rake the leaves first? I have some leaves. Will that affect when I do the spreader, or does it
that'll affect it? You've got to clear the leaves.
I got to clear it out. Yeah.
I hate for you to clear the leaves though, because a lot of bugs hibernate in the leaves. Like they use the leaf litter for warmth and hibernation.
Oh,
to do that.
Yeah.
But you do you. If you've got to do your lawn right now, then yeah, you gotta move the leaves.
I mean, I'm gonna have to do it. I do it in March, so or this month.
We're in March. Yeah.
So I gotta do it. But it's not. I don't have an overabundance of leaves.
Well, that's good. If it's just I mean, it depends on how many. If you just have a smattering of leaves, you could probably lay it down. But it's
just a matter
to
and I can just loosen up the soil with a little hand rake I got, and I can just bust the leaves up. And because I got a guy that comes down to us all my spring cleaning for me, I invested in a guy to do that. I don't like
good for you.
Just too much work. I work enough in the summer.
I've got to go rake the leaves out of my flower beds.
I got them all underneath my deck and in the garden. But I'm going to let the leaves disintegrate right into the garden. I do that every year.
I have a compost pile that I try to keep the leaves in. In fact, I need to go turn the pile.
Turn the pile. Yeah. I got to dig out the rest of mine too.
I got a pitchfork for that.
I have that too. I got all the stuff. I got all the handy dandy tools. Thanks everybody for coming on in. You can see me Saturday night, late night into the bazaar with Brandy, and you're off Saturday. So
I am off Saturday. I'm off Thursday. I'm off the following Saturday. Remember, not this Saturday, but the following. I think that's when Brandy and I are both out.
Yes, the 21st, I do believe it is.
Yeah.
Thanks to everybody. It was a great show. Hit the like button, subscribe if you're new. And until next time, for Monica, I am BMR, and we are out.
Thanks for watching Bigfoot, Michigan, Rob, and beyond. Join the many. Join the few. Tuesday night p.m. Eastern, the squad is complete. Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern.